WRVA.com. I'm Gary Hess, News Radio WRVA, the voice of Virginia.
Sun is up over Central Virginia skies. Hanover moving and the city's alive. One more hour to own this town. WRVA never slowing down. Wake up rich and win the day. Or spend the whole day playing catch up anyway. Richmond's morning news keeps you running strong. 9 a.m. Let's roll all morning long.
All right, it's 9:04 this morning on Richmond's Morning News. Thanks for joining us. It's News Radio WRVA. My name is Rich. Appreciate you spending time with us this morning. All right, right now, Donald Trump has finished up his first meeting, the NATO working group. He's now sitting with the president of Ukraine, Zelensky, and taking questions at Turkey during the summer. And I think he has one more meeting, then he'll have one more press conference before returning back to the United States. We'll keep an eye on that, and we'll bring you any breaking news from that talk with President Zelensky of Ukraine. Right now, he's talking about wanting to see Ukraine rebuild, and that President Zelensky is more excited about rebuilding, and that's where his joy and that's where he's looking for, is to rebuild his country. In order to do that, they have to get past the fighting with Russia. So we'll monitor that and see if anything new comes of that this morning as well. And there's lots of breaking news all morning long. Now, I want to talk, we have Michael Greer on, and he joins us every day, and we get a chance to talk about finances and the economy and Wall Street and your retirement. But with these Trump accounts that have now gone active, Donald Trump the other day rang the bell for the New York Stock Exchange and for the NASDAQ. Kind of unusual that one person rings the bell for both, did it from the White House. The Trump accounts are now live and ready to go. So what is a Trump account? What does it do? Who can benefit from this? How do you get involved? How do you sign up for this? So I asked Michael Greer if you wouldn't mind coming back with us right now at 9:05 this morning here on Richmond's Morning News to answer some of the questions about what really the Trump accounts are and how people could use them, who's eligible, and to give us the full rundown of these Trump accounts. Michael's kind enough to come back from GreerFinancialGroup.com. Michael, big question.
Yes, sir.
Who qualifies? Who could open one of these Trump accounts?
So technically, if you're under 18, you qualify for the ability to open one of these accounts, which is pretty good. Now, if you want to receive the $1,000 in free government money, where they're going to drop it in, it's not a loan, it's actual money putting in there. You need to be born from January 1st of 2025 to December 31st of 2028. So, yeah, but anybody under 18, you can set that account up. So if you've got, your kid doesn't have a job, so they can't put money into a Roth, but you want to start giving them some money for savings that's tax deferred, then this is a great option. And if you've got a newborn, or you've got a grandson or a granddaughter or niece or nephew, that you got to get these people to open this. That's $1,000 of free money.
Okay, so that's who qualifies. Now, you just kind of explained question number two. The government will contribute, for those born in that 3-year period, $1,000 to seed this Trump account, correct?
Correct. Yes. Yeah. And it's you don't. So it's tax deferred. So as it grows. So if you never did anything else to it, that $1,000 would be invested. They're going to invest it into basically some general index funds that'll follow something like the S&P. And when the kid wants to take it out, and we'll talk about that in a minute, there'll be restrictions and rules, but it will be taxed at ordinary income, just like an IRA coming out.
No, I have that in my list of questions. So,
sorry, I'm going ahead of you.
Yeah, stop. I'm trying to take all this down. This is like drinking water through a fire hose. All right. So if you're in that 3-year window of newborns and kids that are about to be born, the government will seed $1,000 into this Trump account. If not, you can open one up, and you can contribute up to $5,000 per year for that child until they turn 18, I believe.
That's correct.
That right? Okay.
Yes, that's correct.
Now, the money that you invest will be invested. The money that you put in there will be invested into the stock market, like a lot of other things. And then that's up to, how much does it grow? How much does it not grow? They're saying, what would you say you could look at for a return on your investment yearly?
Well, and what's interesting, so it depends. I mean, again, if it follows the S&P, over the life of it, 8 to 10% is conservative. But what's interesting is that once you establish the account, you can then roll that over to your advisor or to your own, where you can manage yourself, and you can control how it's invested. Charles Schwab is one place, BlackRock, State Street, Bank of America, JP Morgan, Chase, SoFi, Coinbase, Russell Investments, all of these, U.S. Treasury Department, those are all options for where you could roll that over and invest inside of there. So it could vary depending on how much risk you want to take inside of there. But yeah, I mean, again, if it stays in the market, then over their life, again, conservatively, 8 to 10% compounding.
Okay, so hold on a second. Is that once I turn 18, or can I turn those over to those investment houses right away?
You can do that right away. As soon as you establish it, that's where you have to set the account up, and then from there it can be rolled over.
Okay, so this isn't really passive. This is you're getting into the market.
Correct. Yeah. Or again, you could put it in treasuries. If you're somebody who's like, I don't like the stock market, I want to get money. Yeah, you can get it. You can put it with the treasury and just keep rolling it over for them in U.S. Treasuries or something along those lines.
All right, Michael Greer joining us right now, 9:10, as we talk about what these Trump accounts really are. All right, now the big thing they talk about is compounding that interest. So I did a little bit of math here. I'm going to start with this. If I have $1,000 and I get 10% return on that $1,000 after year one, I'll have $1,100. At the end of year two, my compound interest of 10% on not my just original 1,000, but now I have 110,000. That means I'll make 120,000 at the end of that. That'll be the principal that I have. So compound interest is you take that interest you have that you earn, you put it back in the principal, and then that principal grows, so you make more interest over the years. How will compound interest work with these accounts? Because you're not going to draw out of them before you're 18. So if I get that 10% investment, I keep adding $5,000 a year, I get another 10% that I add in. How does that mushroom into something really substantial for a person when they turn 18 or even further down the line?
Yeah, absolutely. So compounding, and really what this is, some of the options for this account, or some of the things that I think the government is wanting to use this for is one, that could use it for school, buying a first-time home, starting a business, or you leave it long-term investment. That $1,000 if you left it in there till you were 65, I think it ends up being $450,000, $445,000 at I believe that was at 10%. So if you never touched that $1,000, you left it in there and it averaged 10%. Then at 65, you'd have a little bit of a nest egg inside of there that would be a nice now let's see how about at age.
Listen, folks, he's on his calculator 18, right now while we're talking.
Would
carry the 1 minus the 2 by the power of pi times infinity equals.
Yeah, and actually, Grok is helping me out here. So let's see. Annually, if your parents put in $5,000 a year, you average 10%, and by age 18, so that $1,000 the initial, and we'll try it with just that 1,000. You'd have $286,000 at age 18 that could be used for whatever, school or starting a business, or if you were an electrician, you get your ratings and become an electrician, then you want to start that business. You've got seed for that. You got seed money to get that
this
started.
Really, it for me in this conversation, it really turns out to be these Trump accounts will help you have a nest egg to start your life, which
correct.
None of us have anymore. I mean, before you used to have, your dad could give you this, your mom and dad could do this. But even if your mom and dad, hey, listen, I'll give you $5,000 towards a house. If the average house costs $300,000, that's not going to be enough to get your down payment to get into that house.
Correct. Yeah. And really, you want to try to add to this. So say if you're thinking it's just for age 18 and you want to just use the government's money, the compounding during that time, you're going to end up with about $5,000, right? So if you don't touch it, you put it in there. It's a short amount of time for that $1,000 to grow at the 10%. So if you're seeding it, that's where it becomes good. But if you're never going to touch it, say you're somebody who just can't put money in there for your kids, but you want them to have something for retirement, that $1,000 can grow substantially to age 65. So it's kind of like you're letting the government give you a small pension without having to do anything to it. So again, even if you can't seed this or you can't put anything else into it, set it up for your kid. And if you don't know what you're doing, just leave it in that account. Don't move it to a Schwab account. Don't move it anywhere. Just let it go and don't think about it. Don't forget about it, because your kid needs to know they have it and can access it when they're in retirement. That's just a great way of compounding. It's putting money away and for the future that you can either use it earlier or it's something great for once you retire if you've never saved through your life.
And if you're wondering about this, up until the age of 18, you can contribute $5,000 during these special Trump account rules, even if the child has no job. After 18, contributions may continue, but they fall under regular IRA rules, and the child generally needs to have some earned income. So very fascinating. Michael, are you helping people with this right now if they're interested?
Yeah. I mean, and really what you have to do initially to get it set up is I'll point them to the right place. And then once the account's established, then we can, Schwab is who we clear through and we can help them here, or I can help them move it to one of their preferred places that they want to manage it themselves, or they can just leave it. So you're going to go to trumpaccounts.gov. And I think earlier today, when we talked at 8:20, I mentioned some people are going to get tweaked by this. Don't worry about the name. If you hate Trump, they'll change the name. Probably whoever's next in the office, they'll change the name. But look at the money and look at what it's going to do for your kid. The other places you can go to you can download the app. Just type into your Google Play or your Apple Store official Trump accounts app, and you can download it, and then you can log in there. It was developed by Robinhood, and it partners with Bank of New York Mellon. And so that's where the account will be. You'll enroll, you'll get it set up, and if the kid is in that 3-year window, they'll get the $1,000. If not, they'll establish the account, then you can start contributing from there.
All right, fun. Find out more. Call Michael 804-427-7784. Hey, double duty day. Thanks, pal.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Have a great one. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
All right, take care. Really interesting. Not as complicated as I thought once he sat down with us and kind of walked through all of that. Anyway, they're now open. So especially if you have a kid, having a kid in that 3-year window, it's $1,000 of free money that you get to put in there. Pretty nice, especially because when I turn around, all I look is the money they want to take away from me. You want to give me money? Great, we'll do it. All right, today's program is brought to you by our friends at menswellnesscenters.com. All right, guys,